Assalamualaikum and good day to all the panels and audience. My name is Nurul Amilin binti Saifuddin and I am from Politeknik Tuanku Sultanah Bahiyah, Kulim Kedah. Today, I would like to present our paper on perceived barriers in virtual teaching among polytechnic lecturers in engineering science subject. Before I start, I would like to explain on what is virtual classroom. A virtual classroom is also known as a virtual learning environment (VLE). A virtual classroom is a teaching and learning environment where participants can interact, communicate, view and discuss presentation and engage with learning resources while working in group, and this is actually happen in online setting. The medium is often through a video conferencing application such as Microsoft Teams, Zoom, Google Meet, and also Clasroom. Introduction. During the endemic of COVID-19, the utilization of information technology (IT) in the education sector is encouraging. Despite the countless virtual learning benefits, there are drawbacks to this digital transformation. The fully virtual teaching in the subject of DBS 100-12 Engineering Science in Polytechnic had given ups and down challenge for the lecturers in delivery and practice of effective teaching virtually. Even though the concept of blended learning had been implemented previously in Polytechnic, little literature was found regarding the perceived barriers in full virtual teaching among polytechnic lecturers, specifically teaching engineering science subject that requires critical theoretical calculation and laboratory activities. This study also has the purpose to obtain a recommendation for further investigation and improvement. As a practical implication, this finding may also enhance the knowledge of the stakeholder and administration towards better management of virtual teaching, especially the involvement of laboratories and practical assessment. Methodology. This is a qualitative student study designed using semi-structured and in-depth interview. The respondent interview were 3 polytechnic lecturers, ID 01, 2 and 3, were from Politeknik Tuanku Sultanah Bahiyah, who were nominated via 2 criteria. Number 1, have more than 10 years of experience and qualification in teaching. Number 2, have experience in virtual teaching of subject DBS 100-12 Engineering Science. The interview protocol was developed. The main research question was about the respondent perception towards the barriers in conducting a virtual teaching of engineering science. A thematic analysis was used to analyze the interview transcript. Throughout the interview conducted, various perceptions of barrier in virtual were expressed. Following are 4 main barriers that have been recognized. Number 1 is lecturers' readiness and satisfaction. According to Tajuddin et al., Malaysian lecturers have numerous problems when it comes to online teaching. This is including aspects of technological development, pedagogical changes, government guidelines, and student particular demands. Nevertheless, this study found that there is a clear elucidation of lecturers regarding their readiness to fully utilize virtual learning in subject. The readiness of lecturer in virtual teaching is important to be considered because of the transition they must make from face-to-face engagement to an online and advanced virtual learning setting. This is even more important towards lecturers who had lower IT literacy and lower experience and knowledge in managing technical issues during virtual learning. Besides, previous study had shown many negative implications of technical problems towards student motivations and learning process. Next is student focus and attitude. Most of lecturers were agreed that their students felt more fun, alert and enjoy during face-to-face classroom than virtual classroom. The student, even though despite advancement that technology had provided us, the student was still busy to maintain their focus on the lectures given virtually. The disengagement towards class activity and decline of class response were among the indicator of low motivations level of the students. Previously, study found that lower attention span and concentration were usually hitting harder for the students who have difficulty to understand the teacher's instruction. These students have also had a higher chance to lose interest and thus they leave the learning activities. Number third is facilities and environment. Another major barrier voiced by the respondent were issues related to facilities, infrastructure, internet connectivity, and working space. Some of the comments of the lecture were below. Non-conducive workstation in the office is bothering me. Sometimes I need to lower down my volume during teaching as not to bother other lecturer who also has an online class. Facilities and infrastructure in higher education institutions are among the critical challenges to producing successful online learning. If the lecturers are well prepared with good online learning facilities, they are perceived to be more motivated and prepared to achieve the cognitive, effective, and psychomotor domain-based learning objective successfully. The investment towards innovative online learning environment to the lecturers are supposed to be worthwhile as they always need to think outside of the box to deliver effective and meaningful online learning experience to the students. Last but not least was the minimal interaction and perceived devalue relationship between lecturers and students. Facing students in person provide a more dynamic learning environment that fostered deeper connection and stronger chemistry between lecturers and students. The inability to directly see a face or hear a voice in a virtual class may be the most difficult barrier to building that relationship that are so important in student success and satisfaction. There are many benefits of developing a personal relationship between online students. Among the benefits were lecturers can improve their virtual teaching effectiveness and increase their student engagement, satisfaction, and motivation. This research highlights four main barriers that Polytechnic lecturers face to conduct virtual teaching, especially in subject engineering science. In order to produce effective and meaningful virtual teaching and learning experience for both lecturer and student in engineering science, this barrier should be overcome. Several solutions have been provided and for future research proposals, this study may act as a foundation and reference for the competency-based training need analysis in technology literacy for Polytechnic lecturers. Okay. This is the list of my respondents. That's all. Before that, we are grateful to the respondent from Politeknik Tuanku Sultanah Bahiyah for the great cooperation given despite their busy schedule. That's all from me. Thank you so much. Stay safe and stay healthy.